Exposed. 4 shocking and disturbing sexual facts about a narcissist that few ever knew. Have you ever realized that intimacy with a narcissist often feels less like genuine connection and more like a staged performance? Behind the charm, confidence, and magnetic presence lies a disturbing pattern, one designed not to nurture love, but to extract power and control. Narcissists don't approach intimacy as a mutual exchange. Instead, they craft it to serve their needs, leaving their partners confused, doubting their worth, and questioning their very sense of reality. These patterns aren't random. They are deliberate, calculated, and fueled by an insatiable hunger for validation. In this video, we'll uncover 4 shocking sexual habits narcissists use to manipulate and dominate their partners. By recognizing these tactics, you can begin to protect yourself. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with anyone who might need these insights. The first habit is emotional detachment disguised as passion. At first, narcissists seem irresistibly attentive and devoted. They mirror your desires, anticipate your needs, and flood you with attention so intense it feels almost magical. This creates the illusion of a profound bond, a connection that feels unbreakable. But beneath that surface lies a carefully maintained facade. Their passion isn't rooted in empathy or genuine vulnerability. It's performance, not presence. Over time, cracks begin to show. The emotional depth you long for never arrives. What remains is a transactional quality. You give love, they take it as fuel. One moment they make you feel like the center of their universe. The next, their sudden coldness reminds you that the intimacy you crave is always just out of reach. This push and pull dynamic is no accident. By withholding true openness while offering bursts of intensity, narcissists keep you hooked, desperate to close the gap they have deliberately created. This cycle traps you in hope and frustration. You question your feelings, doubt your perceptions, and push harder for a closeness they never intended to give. And that is the point. The illusion of passion is their tool of control, enough to keep you invested, but never enough to set you free. The result is longing mixed with confusion, and the exhausting pursuit of validation that only strengthens their grip. Understanding this first habit is powerful because it shifts the blame. The emptiness you feel is not your failure. The inconsistency, the withholding, the illusion, they are not accidents. They are calculated tactics, designed to keep you chasing what was never truly there. Number 2, when sex becomes a tool of control. For a narcissist, intimacy is rarely about love or mutual closeness. It's about power. What should be a space for vulnerability and connection is twisted into a stage for domination. Every kiss, every touch, every encounter becomes part of a calculated performance, designed not to deepen the bond but to manipulate emotions and bend the relationship to their advantage. One of their most insidious tactics is withholding intimacy as punishment. Challenge them, disagree with them, or fall short of their inflated expectations, and suddenly the warmth vanishes. The affection that once felt consuming is replaced by cold distance. This rejection is no accident. It's meant to make you feel unworthy, undesirable, and insecure. In that insecurity, you begin to bend to their will, overcompensating to earn back their attention, unknowingly deepening your dependence. What feels like a personal failing is, in reality, a deliberate strategy of control. On the other side of the spectrum, narcissists weaponize seduction as a distraction. After a fight or toxic episode, they may overwhelm you with charm, passion, or seemingly unstoppable desire. This sudden flood of attention creates emotional whiplash. One moment you feel abandoned and invisible. The next, swept up in their intensity. Psychologists describe this as a push and pull pattern, an intentional cycle that keeps you oscillating between rejection and reward. These seductive displays are not signs of remorse or genuine love. They are maneuvers to reassert dominance and keep you tethered to their approval. This alternating rhythm of withholding and seduction leaves you trapped in a storm of mixed signals. You are kept guessing, doubting yourself, and striving endlessly to decode their intentions. And that's the point. The narcissist thrives on keeping you emotionally unsteady, because instability means control. At its core, this manipulation exposes the truth. For the narcissist, intimacy is never about you. It's about their ego, their power, their hunger for dominance. Genuine connection, trust, and reciprocity are sacrificed so they can stay in control. By turning both passion and rejection into weapons, they ensure you remain caught in a cycle of desire, confusion, and dependence, while they remain detached, untouched, and in full command of the relationship. Number 3. Exploiting your vulnerabilities. Perhaps one of the most chilling abilities of a narcissist is their uncanny talent for finding and weaponizing your insecurities. They have a predator's instinct for spotting the cracks in your self-esteem, whether it's a fear of abandonment, unresolved wounds from childhood, or lingering doubts about your worth. And once they uncover these soft spots, they use them with precision, often so subtly that you don't realize you're being manipulated until the damage is done. At the start, it can feel like they are deeply invested in you. They listen intently, ask thoughtful questions, and encourage you to open up about your past, your fears, your pain. But what feels like empathy is nothing more than strategic information gathering. They are not cherishing your story, they are collecting ammunition. Once your inner world is mapped, the exploitation begins. They may drop sly comments about your appearance, compare you to others, or casually bring up past mistakes. Each remark is designed to chip away at your confidence, leaving you second-guessing yourself. Even when you reach out for comfort, they might twist your vulnerability into evidence of your weakness, reinforcing their superiority while deepening your dependence on their approval. This slow erosion of self-worth creates a dangerous imbalance. The more you doubt yourself, the more you look to them for reassurance. And that's the trap. The narcissist doesn't dominate with overt force, but with the steady, invisible dismantling of your confidence. Over time, every interaction reminds you that they hold the power, while you're left tethered by self-doubt and uncertainty. The impact is devastating. Your perception of reality becomes blurred, your instincts feel unreliable, and the strong, confident person you once were begins to feel like a distant memory. Psychologists note that this process fosters emotional dependency, binding your sense of self to their validation and approval. But here's the truth. This pattern is not a reflection of your flaws, it is a deliberate tactic. The moment you recognize that your vulnerabilities were exploited, not shared in good faith, you reclaim the power they tried to take. Healing begins with setting boundaries, rebuilding self-trust, and reconnecting with the authentic version of yourself they worked so hard to erase. And when you do, those same vulnerabilities they once used against you transform into sources of strength, reminders of your resilience, and stepping stones on your path to freedom. Number 4. The insatiable need for validation. For narcissists, intimacy is rarely about love or mutual connection. It's about feeding an endless hunger for validation. Relationships become less about partnership and more about performance, a stage where they demand constant proof that they are desirable, powerful, and superior. This craving is unrelenting, and no matter how much affection, effort, or praise you give, it's never enough. Their need for admiration is bottomless, and it drives some of their most toxic and destructive behaviors. This obsession reveals itself in many damaging ways. Some narcissists flirt excessively, chase attention outside the relationship, or even have affairs, not because of a lack of love, but because they are addicted to admiration. Every interaction, every gesture, every conquest is designed to prop up their fragile ego, no matter the emotional wreckage left behind. Whether it's a grand performance of charm or a subtle manipulation, the goal is always the same: to reinforce their sense of superiority while keeping their partner emotionally destabilized. Inside the relationship, this plays out as an exhausting demand for constant praise. They expect admiration for their looks, their talents, their so-called brilliance, an endless applause that never stops. But when you seek reciprocity, acknowledgement, appreciation, or even basic emotional care, you are often dismissed, ignored, or belittled. The imbalance is deliberate. Over time, this dynamic eats away at your self-esteem, leaving you stuck in a loop of striving, never quite enough, and emotionally depleted. The impact is devastating. You begin to wonder why your best efforts fail, why your love doesn't bring stability, and why the relationship always feels fragile and hollow. But the truth is, the problem is not you. Their insatiable craving for validation is not about your shortcomings. It's about the void inside them that nothing can fill. Psychologists describe this as the mask of grandiosity, a desperate performance covering deep insecurity. The narcissist will never confront that emptiness, but they will demand you try to fill it, at the cost of your peace and self-worth. Recognizing this endless chase for validation is critical to breaking free. Once you see the pattern for what it is, a trap built on their insecurities, you can stop internalizing the blame. By setting firm boundaries, trusting your instincts, and refusing to sacrifice your worth for their applause, you begin to reclaim your emotional freedom. And when you step back, a bigger picture emerges. The emotional detachment masked as passion, the weaponization of sex, the exploitation of vulnerabilities, and the relentless hunger for validation. Together, these patterns are not love. They are manipulation. Understanding them is the first step toward protecting yourself and building relationships rooted not in control, but in mutual respect and genuine connection. Reclaiming your life from a narcissist starts with setting firm boundaries and leaning on sources of genuine support, whether that's trusted friends, family members, or a qualified mental health professional. These steps are vital in rebuilding confidence and breaking free from the toxic cycles that keep you tied to their control. Thank you for joining me in this deep dive into the disturbing sexual dynamics and manipulative behaviors of narcissists. Remember, these patterns are not just about control. They expose the deep insecurities and emotional void that fuel a narcissist's actions. By understanding these tactics, you equip yourself with the knowledge and strength to safeguard your well-being and pursue healthier, more authentic relationships. If this video resonated with you, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may need these insights. Every share helps spread awareness and builds a stronger community of support for those navigating the complexities of narcissistic relationships. I'd also love to hear from you. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Together, we can grow, heal, and empower one another. Until next time, take care of yourself, protect your emotional health, and continue walking forward with strength and resilience.